Howdy folks, welcome back to Evospace. We've got a lot going on, so let's jump right into it. In this video, we're going to start building and working on, well, I've started building it. We're going to build out the machinery for our first proper factory. You see I've got all this cleaned up, and I'm moving all the circuit boards I had made over to a temporary shelf in there. Yeah, I just didn't have the inventory space, so we're going to use these existing lines. We're going to have copper ingots going over there, and then we're eventually going to have planks going over there once I've used all the circuit boards. And then we're going to use electricity to power the factories. It's going to be all electric. And right now I have a single steel furnace feeding a steel boiler, which creates steam. And then the steam goes over to the steel steam turbine, which then provides kinetic energy to the steel generator. And then that puts out power. And I've got a couple switches here. I've got an aluminum mine up on the hill there, just gathering up ore so far. We've got a lot to build out there. That'll be a future video. But yeah, let's get over here to the factory. Been making steel fences, starting to kind of decorate up with some concrete and some bricks that I've made. And one thing I noticed is there's a hard crash. If you place down a steel fence and then put a wood block right next to it, hard crash of the game. So the steel fence is a little buggy. I can replace this next time I load in the game. It's broken like that for some reason. So they're a little glitchy on the steel fences are, but they look cool. So yeah, I've made some bricks. I've got actual like windows in here. I've got some doors. I've made a copper paintbrush so you can paint colors, and then these turn into painted blocks then. They're not even the original block anymore. I take one of these out. See, I've got concrete under there. This was a brick block, and then it changed. And then I get a... Where's my mouse cursor? There it is. I get a paint black building block. So, that was interesting. So in here, we're going to have incoming. We're going to have copper ingots coming in, and we're going to have planks coming in. Now, right now, we have circuit boards coming in because I have a surplus. We're moving those over. But I was running through the numbers, and I think what we need for the wire anyway is 2 steel assemblers making wire. And then we'll have 1 steel cutting machine making circuit boards out of the planks. Except we're going to just use the circuit board. And then that will feed into a steel assembler. And then we can replicate that, you know, as many times as needed. But anywho, let's go ahead and get our assemblers down. And I need to leave room for a conveyor and a robot. So we need to come in 2 blocks. And I need to leave room for the wire, so we'll come over 1 block. That should get that. And then we need some conveyor belt. I'm not going to hook that in just yet. Let's get this built up. And then I was actually going to use all steel stuff here. Where did my steel robots go? Did I forget to make them? It looks like I forgot to make the steel robots. Steel robot arm. Let's go ahead and craft up 25 of those. Up top, I don't think we can quite see it from here. I've got the power cable, but let's get our power put in. So that is on number 8. These cables they're a little tricky. Because they, you know, it's the middle piece. So you got to kind of get it to snap just right. Not too bad once you get it figured out, though. And then, is that too close? Yeah, I think that'll work. And then I'm going to just put down some blocks here just to work off of. We'll pick them back up. Well, I thought I had my power up to the roof. Maybe I don't. So our main power, I was going to have it kind of come out across here. Let's go up. 1 more, and let's actually run outside and take a look, see where my power went. Oh, I didn't get it all the way up to the roof. I had it at the edge. I built some copper scaffolding here, and the collision is like literally just the little frame pieces. Something to be aware of. You try to pick these up and you can easily pick up what's behind it. Alright, I need you to come across the roof. Like so. Yeah, that'll work for our main power feed, and then we can just branch off of this. And then right there. And then I think one more. Beautiful. Now, I think I have to throw the switch over there to get those powered. But we don't need power yet. How are my steel robots doing? Beautiful. Let's get those on 6. So I'm used to hitting 6 for a robot. So for now, I'm going to have 1 feeding in, and we'll see how that goes. We can have 2 feeding in if necessary. All right, and then with these guys, we need to set them to make copper wire. Actually, I might need 3 of these, now that I think about it. I thought these made 3, but they only make 2. So I will probably need 3 of these. Because we need 6 wires per circuit. Yep, so I need 3 of these. I don't have another assembler made, so let's get one of those cranking out. That's probably enough robots for now. I'm getting so much stuff unlocked, it's hard to find. All right, let's get another one of those going. They build pretty quick. And then you are going to go here. We're already running out of room. Sweet. Wasn't sure how long I needed this, so I kind of left it a little bit up in the air. Then if I go... There we go. Alright, so those are all powered. I may have to move the copper ingots over at some point. And actually, until we get the robot in here, we're going to end that there. Just going to barely fit. We'll see how this works, though, and we can always adjust it later. All right, you are also making copper wire. Okay, so that'll spit out the 6 copper wire we need. So we need to get that consolidated over. And I think we'll just send it that direction. So let's get our robots again. And do I have any of those crafting? I don't. Let's get some more of those crafting. Might have to go grab some more steel. The only steel thing I'm not putting in here right now, at least, is conveyor belts. I don't think we need that kind of speed. And then if we want to double this up, I can just mirror this and have the copper wire coming over here. And of course, I've got this extra copper wire, which is going to go into the steel cutting machine. No, we don't need that. We just need another assembler. You are there. So it's a little bit convoluted right now because eventually we're going to have just copper and planks coming in. Right now I've got all this extra stuff, which makes it a little bit confusing. So I can adjust those belts. Okay, so the copper wire is going to come in here. We're going to be making planks over here. So we're going to have our wire headed this way. Want to leave room for the planks. Now the planks use the Steel cutting machine. So I could come in 2 blocks and then have them take out. And then it's a little bit interesting. We need an electric motor. I don't know why these have 2 hookups, unless it's just so you can chain them together. I don't know why that is. Oh, one more. All right, we need some temporary scaffolding. There we go. Of course, that will have the planks coming in. Then it'll have circuit boards going out. Easy enough. So let's just do this a little differently. And it'll unload nice and fast. I think that should be enough room. And then really we could combine these since they're, the machines they're going to are using both things. So we could possibly even just combine these. Then we're going to have a final assembler. It's going to be taken in these parts. Just thinking of it. Maybe I want to do it that way. Leave a little bit of room. One more block that way. There we go. These guys will just grab whatever's coming by because it's going to use both pieces. And then this is going to make our circuits, finally. Then we need some more wire up top. Find just the right pixel. Something like that. We'll see if this works now. Then we can scale it up from here. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. And then what I need to do is get these circuit boards over to here temporarily. So let's just pop robot there. Robot here. And you're going to go left. You're going to go right. And then you're going to pretend like you're making circuit boards. And then temporarily. Ooh, that might be a bad idea because it's going to get saturated. Maybe we should have separate lines. Wasn't thinking about that. That's going to get saturated. Put you back in there. Because I need this, this copper needs to come through here. Down there as well. All right, so let's rethink that. So we could have them coming in on the sides. Come in that direction, and then our temporary tie-in will be just right here. And let's try it with just one robot sending in the circuit boards, and now this will be, you know, different. That's going to actually be copper wire on that side. And then just need one for the circuit boards. We're going to eventually need two over here, I'm sure. For the wire. You know, I'm changing my mind 50 times, so bear with me. I do stuff and then I see a better way to do it. Get rid of these for now. So I need the copper wire to come up through there. I should move. We'll just move this. I'll just move the circuit boards here. That will vastly simplify things now that I've got a little bit of inventory space. I clicked the wrong button. Oh, it's full. Okay, fair enough. Okay, now we can have the copper wire coming up through here. Simulating what it's going to be like when it comes off the machines. Yay! Fourth or fifth time's the charm, right? And then you need to be turned this way to the right. We're primed up, ready to go. All right, we need some power. Let's go turn on some power. Then once these excess things are used up, we'll have just the copper ingots and the planks coming in. I think that is on. Let's go see. Did I forget to lock time? No, I did lock the time. Let's put it back to noon. The lighting is a little weird, but it's more overhead light. Hey, look at that. We got stuff happening. Excellent. All right, you guys can just make things till you're full. That's fine. And we have stuff happening over here, so we need to be offloading. Excellent. Trying to think. Yeah, if we're gonna have multiples, this may get redone. I think I might want to send the circuits up. Which is tricky. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. And then rotate. And we'll send you guys that way. That's probably higher than it needs to be, isn't it? And we can tie in more machines as needed. So I think for now I'll just send these. I've already had this many circuits. Well, actually no, because I might want to do advanced circuits here. So we got incoming, robot, 2 blocks per machine. So we need to come over about 1 more. And we'll come down. Probably the easiest way to do that is to hit Q and then just rotate it around. And we will stick you in shelf. And I'll move these guys. Clear as mud. Okay, we are making circuits with electricity. I like it. So I've got a bunch of copper in a rack, copper wire. That's where that's coming from. We're making that. The planks will come in over here eventually. So I think I'm going to go ahead and let's plan on just making another one of those. I do need some more steel, it looks like. I want to make another assembler now. I don't have enough steel on me. So that's kind of the idea. We'll have a factory where it's actually all set up to work together, because this makes a circuit every, I think it's 6.7 or basically 7 seconds. And then if I have these 3 guys, they make basically 2 copper wire every 3 seconds. So every 3 seconds we get 6. So we really need like 1.5 of those, but did I do my math wrong? That'd be 4 every 3 seconds. Yeah, so we need basically 3 to keep up with one of these. If you go to 2 of those, I can mirror this to get the copper wire. And then the planks should be pretty easy. These make a plank every, I've got it written down over here, 2.7 seconds. Basically 3 seconds. So I'm going to go get some more steel. And there's a factory. I've got new advanced signs made, which are neat. I'll show off some of the other stuff here real quick at the end of the video. So I guess I'll go ahead and turn my aluminum mine back on. I've got these. These are just the stone signs. Turn that back on. It'll start processing. We've got a lot of work to do up there because it takes a lot of infrastructure. If you saw my kind of teaser video I did on Evospace, I was doing aluminum production on my test save. And there's a lot to it. A lot going on. All right, let's grab some steel. Thinking about 6 stacks maybe. We got plenty on us. And then one thing I haven't got set back up is my computers. I tore down my computations. So I need to redo that. Once all this stuff is used up, I'm going to redo the tree farm that makes planks. Right now we're running on empty. This is emptied out, so I can get rid of this mess. This is what I had, just sending it over so I didn't have to carry everything multiple trips by hand. It's easy just to have it empty out while I was doing other things. And we're going to do something similar here with the planks. We're just going to be emptying it out. You to the right, you to the left. And I'll start sending planks over. And they'll be ready to get picked up. What else have I changed? So as you can see, our steel is doing great. We've got tons of coal. Our steel is full. Life is good. Oh yeah, I didn't show any of this off. This could almost be a whole other video. I was playing around with some of the logic stuff, and it didn't make any sense. I've got like an electronics background. I've done a ton of programming. I couldn't really figure out what it was trying to do. So I looked up a guide on Steam. And yeah, then it kind of started making sense. So it all works off kind of a network with these logic wires. So what this is these ovens are making creosote to get stored in this container. But they make a lot more creosote than I ever need. So the creosote is used up by this copper fluid furnace, which runs this steel Stirling engine, which powers this copper compact generator, which powers this deconstructor. So I can deconstruct stuff. Got that unlocked. So let's say, what can I put in here? Copper automatic hammer. So I can stick that in there and it'll deconstruct it. So I get 4 copper plates back, and then it goes in this crate here. Oh, okay, 1 part and 4 plates, looks like. So I use my creosote to power my deconstructor, but I don't use that very much. So what I did is I built this logic, because there's a valve here, and then there's a gas dump. So when this valve is opened, it burns off the creosote, any kind of flammable liquid. Or, sorry, flammable gas. So we have a logic interface. This is reading the network that it's pointed at. So it's reading this. So it gets how much creosote and the total capacity. And then I have a constant block here, which is 29,000. And you just have to pick a machine. This doesn't matter. So I used the saw because that's what the guide did. So that's outputting the basically a constant number, 29,000. And then this logic circuit is set up as a grader. So input rules. So it is reading the creosote off the network here from the logic interface. And then it's reading the constant value from this constant block. And if this is greater than that, so if A is greater than B, then it turns this output rule on. Well, then the output rule is talking to the steel logic controller, which is set up as a switch, and then it's pointed at this valve. So when the creosote is greater than 29,000, it turns the valve on and it burns it off. It burns very quickly, so it'll drop way back down. And then this is just a display, and it's set up to display a numeric value of the creosote. And all those values are on these steel logic wires. And one of the key things is you have to have both of these hooked up to the same network for that to work. Very convoluted, but there is a good Steam guide out there. Go check out the Steam page for Evospace, and there's a guide in the guides section. It tells you how all that works. So yeah, all the steel production is working great. I've got a bunch of glass over here. I've kind of added on. So I'll show you what I got going on here. So our stone, I kind of redid that a little bit. We're still making a little bit of sand here and there. And then we're taking our stone and it's getting turned into stone tiles. And then the stone tiles get turned into bricks. And then the bricks get stored over here. That's those cool bricks like I built the factory out of. And then some stone also comes down here to the steel mixer. Underneath there's some water coming in. Can't see it from here. This steel mixer makes concrete with water and stone. And then the concrete gets stored over here. That's the concrete blocks like I built the base of the factory out of. So that's all just running in the background. And then we also have some sand coming over here. And this steel separator is taking sand. And it's making... Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Oh, that's going to glass. So steel separator, it takes in sand, and it's making silicon oxide. And that's used in something. I don't remember if it's aluminum production. It's used in something. And also the sand is going over here into the smelter, and it's making glass. So I've got a stone chest full of glass. And this video is getting kind of long, but I got one more thing. So I built a steel solid dump after I got that unlocked. What that does is any block that goes in there disappears. So I made these little caution danger blocks that I also unlocked. And so anything I put in this box will be destroyed. So I was doing that with, I had a whole bunch of dirt, which I can't really use, and it's super easy to get. So yeah, anything that goes in there goes bye-bye. That's kind of my disposal. So there you have it. First factory built. I'm going to let that chug through all the pre-made stuff I have. And then we'll see next episode. We might jump into aluminum production. Or we might be redoing the farm or something like that. But we're just going to keep progressing on through. Hope y'all are enjoying this series. I know this game is a ton of fun. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks as always for watching. Take care.